All right, eNCA senior reporter Aviwe Mtila has had the opportunity to go through a little bit of the report. I mean, it's only been about 3 hours since its release, so he joins me now to try and break it down further and share more details. He's here in studio. Aviwe, so it's only been about 3 hours, over 1,000 pages, part 4. What does it say in volume 1 and 2 at least so far?
Maseko, more than 1,100 pages that really detail the rot that we've now come to know of in government and also in the private sector when it comes to how the state was captured. Volume 1 details the attempt to capture the National Treasury as well as the relation between EOH and the city of Johannesburg. I'll start there, Maseko, where in fact Raymond Zondo, the Chief Justice, mentioning how it was almost a miracle how National Treasury was able to be saved from the capture, which we do understand was at the hands of the Guptas and former President Jacob Zuma. In fact, he went on to say that he shudders to think what would have happened if the 4-day minister, Des van Rooyen, and the team that he brought in was allowed to go into National Treasury. Remember how that was stopped in its tracks, and in fact, he noted how that capture was stopped by the likes of the former finance ministers Nhlanhla Nene as well as former finance minister Pravin Gordhan and the team at Treasury, which he says should be commended. Now, when it comes to the relation between EOH as well as the city of Johannesburg, it pointed fingers towards the Deputy State Security Minister Zizi Kodwa, especially in the relation with one Johan McKay from EOH, even saying that the President, Cyril Ramaphosa, should consider Zizi Kodwa's tenure, should consider his role as the Deputy Minister of State Security, given that he is beholden to McKay, given that he owes him more than 1.7 million rand. That's just on part 1, the volume 1. Looking at volume 2, it goes to the Free State, where it's looking at 2 entities. That's the asbestos project debacle, as well as the 1 billion rand human settlements debacle, which they termed there as debacles. When it comes to the asbestos, it says that Blackhead Consulting as well as Diamond Hill Trading should be looked into when it comes to how they received the tender, given that they misrepresented themselves when it comes to the Department of Human Settlements and their capabilities at the time. It was damning when it looked at the 1 billion rand human settlements project under MEC Mosebenzi Zwana, suggesting that he himself allowed the prepayments of many monies going into various companies while the actual work wasn't done. I remember the 2010-2011 financial year where it looked at 500 million rand that was spent, where there was almost no houses built on the ground. So some damning allegations just on volume 1 and volume 2 of that more than 1,100 pages of a report.
And of course, Aviwe, a lot of people are interested in what it's saying in 3 and 4. Is that the part where they start talking about Eskom in particular?
Squarely speaks about Eskom and the rot that, of course, we've come to know at Eskom, pointing fingers at Zuma, former President Jacob Zuma, saying that he was a crucial player in the Gupta plot to capture Eskom. It also goes on to paint how the 4 executives were removed on the 12th of March 2015. Top 4 executives replaced by people that were seen as people that would do the Zuma and the Gupta bidding. We do know, of course, that there were meetings held even at the Zuma's house in Durban, where the likes of former SAA Chair Itumeleng was in the meeting, as well as the former chairperson of Eskom itself, Zola Tsotsi, were in the meeting. It was questionable as to the role that Zuma played in that meeting just 4 days ahead of the sacking of those top 4 executives. And we do understand Meni saying that he just greeted, but Zola Tsotsi suggesting that he was there throughout the entire meeting. Of course, it was also questionable how a failed MEC such as Mosebenzi Zwane in the Free State then became Mineral Resources Minister, suggesting that that was orchestrated, given that the former Mineral Resources Minister didn't want to cooperate with the Guptas. In fact, the President, when sacking him, suggesting that he was giving him a promotion to public administration as a minister there. But, of course, the report itself suggesting that there were nefarious reasons as to how that happened. Of course, fingers have been pointed as well towards towards Machele Koko, also Brian Mulife and Anoj Singh on the role that they did at Eskom in just doing the bidding of the Guptas and how they assisted the Guptas in capturing Eskom in its entirety.
All right, senior reporter Aviwe Mtila with that update on part 4 of the state capture report being handed over to the presidency today.